Hey friends, this is David Watts. It's been a little while since I've made a Luminar video, but wanted to catch up just a bit. Today I downloaded the brand new version of Luminar with the artificial intelligence, the AI sky enhancer. So in this video, just quickly want to look at what that can do in a couple of pictures and compare it just a little bit, because I had these questions, and if I had these questions, maybe you do too. How does it vary from the regular accent AI filter as well as the polarizing filter? So here's the image I have in front of us. Nothing that great. Actually a fairly reasonable sky, I guess you would say. Let's just compare a little bit. First we'll start with the accent AI filter and just, put it sort of at a medium level, and it always helps to turn that off and back on. And one of the things I think you'll see right away as we turn it off and on is that it has an effect in the sky, but it really has an effect everywhere. It also affects the reflections in the water here. I think you'll see that it affects really most aspects of the picture as we go back and forth. So let's reset it back to its normal, or back to its zero setting. Then let's check out the polarizing filter, because this would simulate the idea of using a polarizing filter on the front of your lens, and you typically need to rotate that based on your position and where the sun is to reduce some of the reflections and to create a deeper blue in the sky. So again, let's just go kind of halfway and see what this does. And again, it does give us a deeper blue in the sky, but you'll also notice it affects the water and probably even, you see a little bit of it in the trees perhaps as we go kind of heavy with it. Again, off and then back on. So let's again reset this back to its default. And then take a look at the AI sky enhancer. So by the way, you'll find this right away when you open up your filters catalog. You'll find it right here close to the top, AI sky enhancer. And so let's turn it, let's use it about halfway, and you'll see that it does a similar thing in terms of getting you some better details, better color in the sky. It does some similar things, but it does not affect the water down here. Its effect is really limited to the sky, and I think they've done a pretty good job of ensuring that that's the case. I think they advertise no halos. Well, I don't know that I quite agree. If you crank it way up, you're certainly going to get some halo effect. I wouldn't recommend that anyway. I always try to recommend keeping the use of the filters at a moderate to low level so that you get realistic images and not something that looks cartoonish. So there's a little bit of a difference for you. If we just reset this back to normal, again, AI filter, if we just go about halfway, you'll see it does some broad effects. This is for broad sort of picture improvements. Often does quite a nice job. The polarizing filter, simulating the use of a polarizing type lens on the front of your camera filter. Again, deep blue skies, but affects other things too. And the AI sky enhancer really seems to focus in just on the sky. So let's do this. Let's switch to another image. And this one's got just a little bit of clouds in it. I need to add the AI sky enhancer. It throws it down here near the bottom, so let's bring this back up. And we'll get it up here in just a second. There we go. Let's also add the polarizing filter, just so we can do another comparison. Whoops, we don't need that turned on just yet. Here we go. Okay. So fairly typical city scene, typical sky gets a little bit washed out. So let's again start with the accent AI filter. And this makes general improvements to the whole image and usually does a nice job. You'll see, for example, look at the tree down here on the right corner. So off, a little darker, turn it on, it's brought a little light, brought a little more pop to the image. So that, again, has a nice effect. It does impact the sky and the clouds a bit, but certainly affects many things. Let's reset it back to its initial position. Let's try the polarizing filter. Again, you'll see it introduces certainly some deeper blues in the sky. All right. Too much can look kind of fake, but let's set that back. And then the sky enhancer. So I think you'll find this is generally a pretty realistic look. What you'll get, even when you get nicer blue skies, you'll get them still a little washed out toward the horizon, because we're just looking through a lot more of the atmosphere, a lot more dust and pollution, and that's the case with this filter, and I think that is somewhat realistic. The other thing we might do is let's just use them all together, and this is how I would edit this image. Just first tweaking it with the Accent AI filter, then maybe a little bit more with the sky enhancer. And from there you might even back off the Accent AI filter just a bit to keep it realistic. And that's how I would approach it. So that's probably nothing earth-shattering, but hope that might help you just a little bit. See the difference between the Accent AI filter, the AI sky enhancer, and the polarizing filter. Hope that helps just a bit, and have a great day.